been going down the drain.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Why should you want to know? Don't you mind about the future?
And now, live, unedited, unrehearsed, and unapologetic, brought to you by Duncan's Diamonds, your direct diamond importer. Straight off the ledge, it's JD and Smitty.
Welcome to the program. I am JD, and this is
Smitty.
Phone lines are open 239-277-9600 and 775-9600. Thanks to executive producer Tripod Billy. We are streaming live video at theledgeradioshow.com. You can also find us at 96krock.com. Follow us on facebook.com/The Ledge Radio Show. Special thanks to our in-studio producer, Sick Rick.
What's up, Southwest Florida? I'd first like to thank our title sponsor, Duncan's Diamonds, for supporting the Ledge Radio Show. Call them for all your diamond needs at 877-343-4883 or visit their website at duncansdiamonds.com or check them out at their locations for all your diamond and jewelry needs and holiday needs.
Yeah, there you go, Smitty. Lots of holiday gift buying right now.
If you're a guy, don't mess up. Go get a pair of earrings, man. It'll be worth it.
You'll look really good with those.
And then buy your girl something too.
Hey, I wanted to start out with something on a little lighter note. You know, we were talking a little bit before the show started. Did you hear about the ex-Pittsburgh trooper that claimed he was fired over Ebonics?
I saw something like that, and I wasn't. Enlighten me.
Well, a black man contends he was fired at the end of his 18-month probationary period as a state trooper for false claims that he didn't properly write reports and sometimes used Ebonics in doing so, according to a federal lawsuit.
Wow.
So this guy.
I can hear the report now. Yo, I was up on them, right? I was checking them out. My bows was rolling down the street and stuff, right? I was pulling the 5-0 rolling up on you, right? And then I saw the boo. I said, yo, what you bugging for, dog? And he was like, yo, man, don't make me Papa Capping, yo, you know what? So I said, Papa Cap? No, what's up? Hey, man, I'm gonna bust some jiggets up on you, boy. Don't be jiggy on me, right? Listen here, boys. I'll be bojangling on you, right?
So you're pretty sure that's what he put
I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the word for word, but I was pretty sure that's how it was.
Well, I don't see a problem with that at all.
Yeah, why are you fronting with me, right? So that's what I'm saying. They were all on it, right?
I think if you put that in the report, I think it's fine.
That's right.
I don't have any problems with that.
That's right. 277-9600 or 775-9600. Give us a call if you know any Ebonics, man.
Well, you know, there's a few different. I don't want to call them dumb cop stories because that's not necessarily one. But did you hear about the other issue? There's the parents of a teen in Chicago claim that the teen was strip searched at the school, and they're suing the assistant principal, the school board, everything. 15-year-old kid gets strip searched in the bathroom by a male adult and a adult female without parental consent. 15 years old. What do you think about that, Smitty?
15 years old, man. Now, first of all, I would think that what did he do that was so bad that he had to be strip searched?
Well, what the assistant principal claims is that they had an anonymous tip that he might have been holding drugs.
Oh, he'd be holding, right?
He was holding.
He was holding.
So they strip searched him in the bathroom without his parents present.
Man,
that's a minor. I mean, that doesn't sound like that's legal.
Was it a cavity search or was it just a drop trowel and just
drop
take
trowel?
A peek?
Well, drop trowel, but
and do jumping jacks. That's what they make you do.
Do they?
Yeah, they make you strip and then they do jumping jacks to make sure you're not packing. You know
think so?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, how would you feel about that if that was your young kids and it turned out they didn't find no drugs on him?
Well,
no drugs at all.
Depends on which one of the boys that was involved. You know what I mean?
One of them you would expect it.
One of them I would expect it. The other one,
But my point is, though, the kid is a minor and he's getting strip searched in school.
Schools, man, are getting out of control. I remember you probably remember the day when you could actually get paddled.
Oh, yes, I remember getting paddled.
They had an official paddle that sat in the principal's office.
Well, you know who made the paddle? Shop class.
Wood shop class.
Oh, yeah.
And it was shellacked, really nice, had wood holes in it so you could get a nice whoa, smack.
You could hear that thing
You could hear it whistling through the air. And it was a designed, approved size, and it had a handle, and it said Board of Education on it.
See, I'd be all for the school, paddling my kids. That's not a problem. But I would have a problem when they strip search them because, to me, I mean, you can't have naked children in school.
What do you think about that, folks? What do you think? You think we ought to bring back paddling at the schools, man? 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. Give us your thoughts on that.
Well, I don't. What would you do though, buddy? If you heard that your kids,
I depend on the crime. What he did. I mean,
there's no crime.
Yeah, well,
they strip searched him.
But if they thought he was just holding drugs, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's it. They thought they had a tip.
Yeah, where was this at? In Texas, Chicago?
Chicago.
Okay, so
Chicago.
I would think that they would at least call me first. If they're going to strip search my kid, especially at 15.
It's illegal. The kid's not 18 years old. You can't have a naked child in front of an adult.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like that's a good idea.
No, that's illegal.
Yeah.
And according to the superintendent of the school district, it's against their policy. So we got a rogue assistant principal and security guard, or it was a cop. It was a cop assigned to the school with the assistant principal.
Well, we know how out of control those guys are, man.
I don't know. I think I would have some major issues with that.
What with
you would change the name of the school to JD's school after all that happened.
Yeah,
I would own that place.
I think that the kids nowadays are so out of control that there's no discipline ever, and it starts at the house. It starts at the home. They have no home life. There's a lot of single moms out there trying to raise their kids.
Yeah.
And God forbid they try to raise me when I was, 14, 15 years old. I was out of control.
Yeah, but they could beat you back then.
Oh, they did. Yeah, there was no rule. They just beat the crap out of you, man.
I know. You said your mom be running down the house hitting you with pots and pans.
She had a spoon, a big soup spoon, man.
Was it wooden?
Industrial-sized soup spoon that had holes in it, man. And when she hit me in the back of the legs, it would leave whelps on the back of my legs, and I would scream like she was killing me, man.
Yeah.
And the only thing that ever did was alert my dad, who would run up the stairs and finish the job.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't a good job yelling, ah! When by the time I got done screaming,
you were alerting him to your position.
Yes. And by the time I got done screaming, running into my bedroom and taking the fetal position, which was my defensive position.
Right.
He came in and he just finished me off, and then I was really screaming.
Well, because you know why he got upset? Because he had to get out of his chair.
Well, all I heard
he was pissed off because mom is struggling with you, who's being a bad kid. You're screaming. He can't hear the TV. Now he's got to get up. So if he's going to get up, he might as well finish the job.
I'm sure we all have stories about getting beat by mom and dad.
Well, my mom would chase me around the bed with the belt.
If you got a good story, give us a call, 277-9600 or 775-9600. Share us some of your Christmas stories and your disciplinarians.
Hey, what's the next? I know you got something about this bus driver.
This is crazy. You're talking about schools again, and I just can't get over some of the stuff that schools now have. And back in the day when we were going to school, it was always the males were always thought of as being the aggressors, especially for sex crimes and things like that. And I was happening to run across again a woman. It seems back in the day it was all men. Now with the invention of the computers and cameras and CCTV and all that, it seems more and more women
are getting busted.
Remember Deborah LaFave was up in Tampa?
Yeah.
And you have a couple of the other ones. I don't have them come to mind, but they're all women. Here's another woman, and she was actually it was in Texas, and she was a 47-year-old woman. She was a bus driver. And she actually...
Bus drivers aren't hot, though.
This one was not hot. I got news for you.
Yeah.
And you're right about that. 14-year-old boy was riding the bus. Now, apparently the 14-year-old boy was living with her and her family.
She living with the bus driver?
Yeah, the bus driver knew, the woman and the family was living together.
See, that's an odd situation.
That's an odd situation. But they said that when she had the boy on the bus, that she thought she was going to be really slick. And she covered up the camera.
Okay, that's pretty smart.
She covered up the camera so nobody would see it, but she forgot about the audio. And then all you got now is the audio. Can you imagine the audio going?
I don't even want to hear the audio with a 14-year-old
Here's the audio.
kid.
I'll just recant it. Oh, Johnny, push the clutch in. Oh, yes. I'm teaching you how to drive the clutch. That's right. Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's what
Pull
she
it back
said.
out.
Shut
Put it back
up, man.
in. No, wait.
Terrible.
Johnny. Just put the head of the clutch in. That's it. Oh, faster, pussycat, So that's probably how it happened.
Well, let's take a call here. We got Craig from Bonita on line 1. Craig, you're on the Ledge Radio Show. What's up, buddy?
Friend?
Yeah, I just had a comment about how my mom used to discipline me when I was a kid.
Well, let's hear it, man, 'cause I know we've all got some good stories on this.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the best kid, so she used to make me go in the back and pick a branch off a bush.
Oh, you had the old switch trick, huh?
Yeah, strip strip the leaves off of it, and then, it'd take about 5 minutes to get it ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then she would just whip my legs with it.
Oh, yeah.
That was the worst.
And what happened if you pick a subpar switch?
You make you get
So
another.
then I'd have to do another one. She'd make me finish it. If it wasn't good enough, I had to get another one off of there.
Well,
And
you know,
it just stunk so bad.
I can relate to that. I had a stick in the basement too, and don't ever put Vaseline on it. It doesn't work, man.
What? Vaseline on what?
On a big whippy stick, man.
Really?
It becomes a bullwhip at that point, man.
I don't know what was worse, actually getting whipped with the switch or picking the switch and picking the leaves off.
That's got to be like traumatizing in your mind when you're thinking, God, which one should I pick? Will this one hurt less than this one?
I'd take a long time to find one. I know that. I'd be out there till midnight. I'm still looking for that switch.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Man, I tell you what, there wasn't too many of those.
What did you do, man? What did you do that you got to get beat so bad?
Typical kid stuff.
Kids, they just don't listen.
Talking back.
They eat all the food, talking back, just everything under the sun.
Oh, yeah.
I hear you, man. How old were you?
That started probably when I was about 8 or 9, around there.
Up until you got old enough where you could grab the switch from her hand.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then when that happens, then Dad steps in.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
You think you can grab the switch from Mom, huh? Let's see if you can grab it from me, boy.
It comes the
Yeah, I
age
may
of
have
where
tried that
it comes that
once or
age where you
twice.
have to stand up as enough.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Thanks for the call,
Thanks
buddy.
for calling, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Later.
Absolutely.
That's true though, because you told me about that even with you.
My mom, and when she left the spoon alone and started using pots and pans and stuff to hit me with, she would whip me with it and hit me in the head and everything. And I'd run through the hallway, and finally running down the hallway, I turned around one day. I was about 14 or 15, and I said, "Stop!" And I threw my hands up, "Stop it!" And she looked at me and she said, "Don't you dare raise your hand at me." And I said, "I didn't raise my hand. I'm getting tired of getting beat." So when she said, "When your father comes home, you're done."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, man." So then the old man come in the house that day, and she said, told him what happened.
Yeah.
And he come over, he called me out. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. I wasn't raising my hand at anybody, especially Mom. And he said, "Well, that's not what she said." I said, "I'm telling you, look at me. Look, what I hit her? Come on." And he looked at her, and she said, "He raised his hand." And I said, "Dad, I did not." He goes, "Well, I guess he's getting too big to beat now." So
yeah,
I finally won that battle. And at that point, she realized that,
What was the discipline after that then? What would
the worst discipline that I got?
A grounding?
No, man. The old man was a boxer and old school.
So he could take care of business.
Yeah, Vietnam vet. A World War II vet, and he was a hard roller.
Yeah.
Old school, smoked camels, and he whipped you.
Yeah.
He used to have a motto: "Dads knock them down, moms pick them up."
Wow.
That's how it was.
He
That's what he told me. That's what he told me. So
I like that.
277-9600 or 775-9600. Give us a call.
Hey,
Tell us how your whipping went.
Hey, no. So did you see that jib jab thing of me with the Gungam style thing
No.
that Ricky from the Southwest Florida Young Republicans did for me?
No.
He sticks my big old head on this.
That is a head.
Gungam style.
I've seen better heads on the cabbage.
I hear you. Well, so I thought it real funny, but did you hear that this guy apparently had some really hateful words for the American soldiers?
I thought that for you.
No, he says, kill those effing Yankees who've been torturing Iraqi captives. Kill those effing Yankees who ordered them to torture. Kill their daughters, mothers, daughters-in-law, fathers. Kill them all slowly and painfully. He raps.
Man.
That's one of his raps. Now, he must not realize that our idiots are over here buying his songs.
Yeah, where's he from originally?
Korea, South Korea.
He is South Korean.
Yeah, South Korea. His name is,
Gangnam?
No, it's P-S-Y. I don't know how that translates in Korean.
P-S-Y.
But it's 3 capital letters, P-S-Y. Yeah.
Fiwi.
I don't know. It probably stands for Rick or something.
Probably.
But I mean, if you're that popular in America,
use a little PR.
You would think so. You would think so.
Especially if you're selling millions and millions of records worldwide.
Well, I guess I should back up a little bit. I don't know if he's selling records or just that one song, or if it's just being downloaded from YouTube.
He is straight up a one-hit wonder. After this, he's done. He's like the Macarena, okay?
Right.
Once he gets his little moment of fame and makes all his money, he's going to disappear and he will not be back. I guarantee he won't have another hit.
Who was that guy remember the guy that was on American Idol that time, the Asian guy he was worse than this guy.
Yeah,
William something.
William Chung?
William Hung. That's right, William Hung. He had
he
that one song. I don't remember. Come on, Sick Rick.
Sick
You don't
Rick,
remember?
he's our go-to guy, man. He always has the point guard there.
So that he could be a one-hit wonder.
He made some bucks off of that. Man.
Yeah, he did.
He got some fame and fortune and went around. And I like the guys that did "What's up." Remember those guys?
Was that a song?
No, that was the beer commercial. That's all they did was "What's up." That's
a beer commercial.
Yeah, remember that?
I don't remember this one.
The Super Bowl commercial. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's all they did, and they went around to different bars saying that, and they promoted the beer.
Is that where
what a job?
Is that where that term stuck? Is that where we all got? Everybody started saying, or did they get it from somewhere? They must have got it from Martin Lawrence or something.
They must have got it from somebody. But years
he was
ago,
real big on that.
It was the "What's Up" guys, and they would go to the bar and they would promote the beer, and that's what they did. They went "What's up," and that's it.
I like how you do that.
What's up?
It makes me not want to drink a beer right now.
That's good because it's too freaking early.
Tripod Billy says that William Hung did Ricky Martin songs.
Yes. Nice.
That's great.
Nice.
We can all relate.
So have you heard the news?
I don't know which one.
Oh, what a beautiful morning! Oh, what a beautiful day! I've got a beautiful feeling. Charlie Crist is coming our way.
Oh my God!
Oh well,
I'm
telling you. Oh, what a beautiful morning!
So he's made full circle.
Charlie's coming back to the pod where he originally belonged. And Charlie got tired of being with the losers, and he finally said, you guys shunned me, the Republican GOP.
He got tired of being with the losers.
Yeah, because you guys shunned him, okay? You shunned him, you kicked him aside like an old shoe.
Because he was hugging Obama
Because you
film.
guys didn't coddle him and help him. You didn't give him any help. You kicked him aside, treated him like an old shoe, and went ahead and got Rubio, and Charlie was left standing holding the bag like a third date of the night. And so finally he said, all right, you don't want me? I'll go.
Well,
and
so
he left.
But when he went, he wanted to become an independent.
Yeah.
He went to independent thinking that he would pull the vote
because
away
he's
from
such
Rubio.
a progressive thinker. He's
a progressive,
He's
all right.
trying to bring the
He's
two
as liberal as they
sides
get.
together.
He ain't bringing nothing
but
together.
You guys
He's
are
trying to get
living in
reelected.
1952, man. You're living in the world of no believe.
And what was wrong with 52? That was a good time.
Yeah, there's some people, they probably thought it was real good. Other people didn't.
I would say like now. Ask people that are working versus people that aren't working.
Well, I can tell you, Charlie's coming back to the Democrat Party. Welcome back, Charlie.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So that'd be good.
I tell you what, when we get back from break, I don't even want to talk about Charlie Crist, but I can if you want.
277-9600, 775-9600.
When we get back, I want to talk about gun control.
Okay.
Bob Costas with his latest comments. So we'll be right back.
We'll be back.
From the makers of the Biker Map, it's the all-new The Boater Map.
Hey, this is Chris from the Biker Map. If you thought the Biker Map was big, get ready for the all-new The Boater Map.
Listing and directing you to the best restaurants and bars on the water, service shops, and more. The Boater Map helps you with all your nautical needs.
In over 400 locations in Southwest Florida, all the way from Inglewood down to Marco Island. Be sure to check us out on theboatermap.com.
For more on The Boater Map, visit 96krock.com.
And don't forget, there's a map for that.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
You should be buying from O'Brien.
With the best price guarantee, America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Assurance.
You should be buying from O'Brien.
It only makes sense to buy from O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers. We've got it all for less. You should be buying a brand new Hyundai during Hyundai holidays. No down payment, no interest, no payments for 90 days. And Southwest Florida's lowest prices guaranteed on 2013 Accents, Elantras, Sonatas, Elantra Coupes, Genesis Sedans and Coupes, Tucsons, Veracruz, and the brand new Santa Fe. Do you need a better reason to buy from O'Brien? O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers, just 2 miles west of I-75 on Colonial Boulevard or click O'BrienTeamHyundai.com.
You should be buying from O'Brien, should be buying. You should be buying from O'Brien, should be buying.
Today and every day, the best choice for value. With approved credit, interest accrues in lieu of payment. See dealer for details.
December is a time to celebrate, so Lansdowne Street is doing what they do best. They're throwing a block party.
Grab your friends and get to Lansdowne Street, the Total Boston Bar in Bonita, for their huge December block party. This Saturday, December 8th, starting at 11 a.m. They're serving up lots of Cape Cod favorites like lobster, clam fritters, fried cod sandwich, and more. And Lansdowne Street is firing up the grill for cheeseburgers and chicken breasts. Plus, plenty of $3 16-ounce brews.
We told you this was a party.
The weather's great, so get there early and party on the outdoor patio. Take part in cornhole. Plus, win cool prizes like cash, a trip to Key West, Blades tickets, and more. And of course, Lansdowne Street is your place for all the sports action. The block party is all day Saturday, and the fun starts at 11 a.m. Look for the green awnings on US 41 just south of Old 41 in Bonita, or come in off Strike Lane and come in the back door.
Lansdowne Street, a total Boston bar.
Like us on Facebook, or for more info, text Lansdowne to 41242.
Something new has arrived in Fort Myers, and it will change the way you buy a used car. Because instead of paying the max, you're gonna pay less. Introducing the all-new Pay Less car sales in Fort Myers. Now open, located just seconds west of I-75, exit 136 across from Walmart. At Pay Less car sales in Fort Myers, you'll get more for your money. We've got hundreds of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs in stock with prices starting under $3,000. Plus, every Payless vehicle comes with Payless Assurance, featuring a 12,000-mile powertrain warranty, 1 year of free basic maintenance, and your credit approval is always guaranteed. So why pay the max when you can drive more car and pay less? Visit the all-new Payless car sales in Fort Myers, America's used car company. Now open on Colonial Boulevard, just seconds west of I-75, exit 136, across from Walmart. Call 239-313-4940 or visit ftmyerspayless.com. Offers plus tax tag and title expires month end.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock.
Welcome back. The phone numbers are 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. You can send us an email, JD or Smitty, at theledgeradioshow.com. Check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. If you'd like to advertise during the show every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon, visit our website. Contact us for details.
I just want to, before we get into the gun control issue, I was looking through some
What,
of
are you sleeping over there?
No, I was looking at some of the stuff that we had over here. And this is pretty interesting. A high school principal in Mesa, Arizona, he violated the policy when he told two boys who were fighting to hold hands in front of other students. That goes way beyond paddling, according to the report.
I don't mind that. I think that's all right.
Tim Richard, principal at Westwood High School, has not been reprimanded, but he has met with the Mesa public school officials who advise him not to speak to the media about the incident. I guess he made these kids hold hands because they got in a fight.
They were fighting?
They were fighting.
That goes back to old school. I mean, when I was little, my mom, after she'd beat us or whatever, and if we were fighting with each other, she'd say, all right, you guys got to hug for 10 minutes. So she'd make me and my brother hug for 10 minutes or something like that. I mean, I saw something on Facebook the other day, a shirt with this mom. It's a big shirt and had both brothers inside the shirt together. This is our get along shirt. After they fight, they got to stand in the shirt together.
Oh, I thought they had to get under mom's shirt or something.
Not mom's shirt. No. You're so nasty.
So, I was going to say, what kind of stuff are you watching?
Well, the point is, though, I don't think that's a bad, that's not a bad story there.
I'll tell you what, I bet you they would never fight again.
They probably became friends.
More ways than one.
I don't think more ways than one, but I think they became friends.
Yeah, all of a sudden
when you're stuck to somebody's hip, with handcuffs or whatever, and you got to, stick by their side because you were fighting.
Then you start hearing the theme Love Boat in your head.
Maybe. Maybe.
So talk about your gun control.
All right, so gun control is the big topic right now. Obviously, because of the Kansas City Chiefs homicide deal. But before I get into that, Smith & Wesson posts a 48% increase in second quarter gun sales as the demand surges for all firearm products. So one part of the economy is doing great.
Yes.
Gun sales. You know why? Because people are so afraid that Obama is going to implement gun policies.
Obama's fault. It's Obama's fault.
Absolutely it is.
No. So it's his fault that the economy's doing better now buying guns.
It's his. No, what the deal
that's
is
what you're saying.
If you can't understand it,
it's very
then
simple.
You got a brain aneurysm.
I'm telling you what you're saying. You're saying it's Obama's fault because people are buying more guns.
It's his fault. That's right.
So the economy's
people are
doing
so
better by buying
afraid
more
that
guns.
he's going to stop guns, that he's going to end gun sales,
I know.
that he's going to put a kibosh on gun ownership, that they're buying as much as they can right now before he implements these ridiculous socialist laws.
I know it's terrible.
That's how the socialists control their people.
I know.
You got to disarm the public in order to control them.
You need help. Somebody please give this guy a call and help him.
That's not the issue.
9,600-775-9600. He's lost.
Well, let's see how lost I am, because let's go to I've got an issue here with Bob Costas, and this happened last Sunday. Okay, Bob Costas goes on the air, uses his platform in sports reporting to
It was a big deal. I heard
to
that.
promote his theory on gun control. Now, what's even more shameful about it is not even his words. He's reading a quote from someone else out of an article, but he agrees wholeheartly with it
that's all right.
and owns it.
He has a right to free speech.
I thought it was pretty ridiculous to put this spin on it.
Let's hear it.
But go ahead, Sick Rick, with cut 2. Go.
In the aftermath of the nearly unfathomable events in Kansas City, that most mindless of sports cliches was heard yet again. Something like this really puts it all in perspective. Well, if so, that sort of perspective has a very short shelf life, since we will inevitably hear about the perspective we have supposedly again regained the next time ugly reality intrudes upon our games. Please, those who need tragedies to continually recalibrate their sense of proportion about sports would seem to have little hope of ever truly achieving perspective. You want some actual perspective on this? Well, a bit of it comes from the Kansas City-based writer Jason Whitlock, with whom I do not always agree, but who today said it so well that we may as well just quote or paraphrase from the end of his article. Our current gun culture, Whitlock wrote, ensures that more and more domestic disputes will end in the ultimate tragedy, and that more convenience store confrontations over loud music coming from a car will leave more teenage boys bloodied and dead. Handguns do not enhance our safety. They exacerbate our flaws, tempt us to escalate arguments, and bait us into embracing confrontation rather than avoiding it. In the coming days, Javon Belcher's actions and their possible connection to football will be analyzed. Who knows? But here, wrote Jason Whitlock, is what I believe. If Javon Belcher didn't possess a gun, he and Cassandra Perkins would both be alive today.
Well, that's a pretty strong statement. So
it's very, very strong.
So if this guy didn't own a gun, he wouldn't have killed him. Did you know that more people are killed with baseball bats than guns in this country?
I think what he's trying to bridge together.
All it is partisan politics. There's no bridging anything. The fact is that the left doesn't like guns, and most of the media is on the left, so they're going to say anything they can to make guns the bad guy. This guy was the bad guy. He could have killed her with his bare hands. He didn't have to use a gun.
I think what he's trying to bridge together is the fact that when somebody has a handgun, it's awfully easy to lose your temper and pull that trigger, where if you did not own a handgun, then it would be a little bit more difficult, and you would make you think about it instead of just immediately going on a crime or a crime of passion where somebody walks in and sees something going on with the old lady. You grab your pistol, you shoot somebody. Where if you don't have one readily available, he would probably maybe have rethought it and said, I shouldn't have done that.
Well,
that's what I think
I can understand that argument if gun crimes if more people were killed with guns than baseball bats. Are we going to ban baseball bats? Because it's easier to pick up a baseball bat, apparently, because more people are beaten and killed with baseball bats than with guns.
I've got a Nerf baseball bat, so I'm good.
Well, you may not have that issue. Let me take a call real quick while we're thinking about this. I've got John from Cape Coral, line 1. John, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty.
How are we doing, guys?
Good morning, my friend.
Unfortunately, I'm listening, and I'm kind of appalled that it is a constitutional right to have a gun, which we know. But so you feel that Mr. Obama should say, yes, we don't want to sell any more guns, and you're okay with that. I just don't grasp that concept. Your partner's right. He wants to stop us from owning guns, Which, first off, if he does that, then he could tell you, listen, you know what? I don't think you guys should buy Fruit of the Loom underwear because they fit a little bit funky, so we won't let you do that either.
I agree.
I think what your partner's saying is there's no stopping at a certain point.
That is correct.
I don't remember ever hearing the president saying, I'm going to take away your guns. If you can show me that clip, then I'll stand corrected. But right now, I think a lot of people get...
The walls. He's done the same thing with the folks that he said at $250,000 or less won't be affected by any increase in taxes. And that's a flat-out lie because now I'm one of those fellas that don't make $250K a year.
Me neither.
Now I just found out from my accountant last week that I'm going to be affected about $3,000 to $4,000 when this happens, and that was a lie.
Well, don't mix the gun law with your tax law.
He's not mixing it. What he's saying is that you can't believe what this guy says.
I understand what he's trying to say.
He's trying to tell you that Obama's
lying. And I'm telling you, Obama's not going to take your guns. That's all trumped up by the right-wing fanatic nutballs that are out there going to try to scare you, and you're going to be fine with the guns. So relax.
Yeah, John, don't worry about it. Smitty says you'll be fine.
JD believes in the Mayan calendar, too.
No, I do
not.
Don't
believe in anything else that he tells you.
No, I do not. I'm a Christian. I don't believe in it.
And people say, well, guns don't kill people. People kill people. And that's correct. You have to be off your rocker to pull the trigger.
Yes.
If you're not, unless you're in self-defense.
Yes.
You don't just go around whacking people if you're a normal, well-thinking human being.
That's correct.
Hey, John, I appreciate the call,
thank
buddy.
You so much, John, for calling.
Thanks for supporting my position, as always. I appreciate it. We got Craig on line 2 from Bonita. Craig, what you got, buddy?
Yeah.
Are you there, my friend?
I was going to say that I don't think Obama's trying to take everybody's guns away. I've never heard that from
Me
anywhere.
neither.
And it comes back to the same old thing. It's an old saying. It's not a new issue that if you outlaw guns, then only outlaws will be the ones with guns.
That is correct.
And I don't want a bunch of outlaws running around with guns, and I don't have a gun to defend myself from these psychos.
I agree, buddy.
I agree.
Thanks for the call, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let me pick up Robert real quick on line 3. Robert from Fort Myers, you're on the Les Radio Show.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, going off the end of what that guy said, got people that are bad kill with guns. Abel, O.J., Bundy, Gacy, Dahmer, none of those people use guns to kill all
Jack the Ripper.
They killed. Jack the Ripper, exactly. I mean, it is the individual. And, with the Second Amendment issue, how these anti-gun people are trying to misinterpret it, that was also set up because our country was fighting the tyranny of England and wanted to make sure that the people, we the people, were able to defend ourselves in a situation where our government became too powerful, and that's a lot of what the situation is with why people are maybe buying guns.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the fact that you've got all these people who are so afraid they see these other people that are bad shooting. What if I had a gun and I was in that theater? I could have done something, kind of thought.
Right. I agree, buddy. I agree
but
wholeheartedly.
You don't believe that Obama's trying to take your guns away, do you?
Well, to answer that, he can try.
Yeah, but do you believe that's his agenda?
No, I believe what they're trying to do is sort of like how England started doing it, which was, okay, you can't have these type of guns, but you can have a shotgun for hunting, skeet shooting. And they have strict things where you can't have the gun in your home. It has to be at the gun club locked in a cabinet.
Right.
And you go, pick it up and stuff like that. It's slowly, maybe some controls. I mean, there was the time where they had the ban on the size clips of ammunition you could have.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Now they're trying to ban assault. They call them assault weapons, but the fact of the matter is,
well, they are assault weapons.
Well, no, you can get a weapon that's made with a wood stock, shoots the same caliber and everything like that, but it doesn't have that military look. And it doesn't matter, 22, whatever. What's the difference?
I don't see too many people
going to kill you. You can say, well, they don't need to shoot that many rounds, But it's my right if I want to go out and
the bottom line is, Robert,
that.
the bottom line is once, and I think you mentioned it, once the government starts down that slope of limiting the type of gun, then the type of ammo, then the type of magazine you can have, there's no stopping it.
Little at a time.
Yeah, they chip away your rights a little
I
at a
don't
time.
see too many people that go deer hunting with an AK, though. You know?
Yeah, but I can do just as much damage to you with a 12-gauge pump.
Oh, absolutely.
I can get, I can probably do more damage because I'm going to have a bigger spread. So it's not that, one weapon's more dangerous than the other. They're both dangerous.
One just looks worse.
I said, you can get 30-06 caliber, hunting rifles, and you can get, as they say, an assault rifle. And the only difference is one's got a wood stock and the other's plastic and looks, like it's from, a military weapon. It's more an appearance that labels it as this weapon,
All right, buddy. We appreciate the call, man.
Absolutely. Keep in touch.
Take care, Robert. All right, we've got, it looks like I think it's Sherry, if Tripod Billy spelled her name correctly. Is it Sherry from Lehigh?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Sherry.
Who's the one that said that guns escalate arguments?
I'm sorry, that guns do what?
Escalate arguments?
That was Jason Whitman, some kind of writer that Bob Costas was quoting.
That is bull. I've been around guns all my life. My brother is a cop. He's chief of police. I've gone shooting. I've been around rednecks with guns. I've been around my husband that's in the military with guns all the time.
Well, he should be if he's in the military. He needs guns.
Of course. But
we're talking about the average guy.
Defense, you need guns.
We're talking about the average guy. We're talking about people that are getting. We're talking about people getting hosed down with AK-47s on the street and have a clip of about, how many does a clip hold, JD?
It's all different, 20, 30, 50,
50 rounds, and that's protection as opposed to, just shooting somebody.
Hey, man, you know what my stance on it is? I say you don't want to die from lack of shooting back. If I got to have a 60-round magazine, I will.
Well, with all the home invasions going on, I think, yes, people need guns for home protection.
You know what they need for home protection? They need Imperial Fire Alarm and Security.
I don't think so.
Hey, Sherry, we appreciate it. I agree with you. I think guns are essential. I think that's one thing that keeps this nation distinctly different from other nations in this world is that our citizens are armed.
You have a concealed weapons license. You learn how to use your weapon with the proper teaching.
How did it work out for Trayvon Martin?
Actually, it's going to work out just fine because they just released more information on that, and I'm going to get into that story after a little bit after the break. Sherry, thanks for calling. Keep listening. We'll keep on this topic when we get back from break. Sick Rick, let's go to break here, and we're
277-9600.
Yeah, we're going to stay on gun control because it looks like people are kind of hot about this topic. So we'll be right back.
You never know what we're going to say or do. Take 96 K-Rock wherever you go with the iRadio Now app.
iRadio Now.
Available for free on all smartphones, including Android. The biggest personalities in radio entertainment. Available on one app.
iRadio Now.
The iRadio Now app for all smartphones.
Just go to the App Store and search iRadio Now and download it for free.
Brought to you by Jason and Todd at the Diamond District, Coconut Point.
Visit 96krock.com for more information.
iRadio Now.
96 K-Rock.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
Southwest Florida knows that Duncan's Diamonds has the best prices, but it's their quality, selection, and excellent customer service that keeps customers coming back year after year. And Duncan's Diamonds customers have great things to say.
Their sales team is extremely helpful and knowledgeable.
I've shopped at other jewelry stores, but there's no place like Duncan's Diamonds.
and I tell all my friends to come here every chance I get.
At Duncan's Diamonds, I found everything I was looking for. Great designers. I was awfully impressed with their Hearts on Fire diamonds and jewelry. You know, they're really amazing.
The customer service is excellent. You know, you're free to take your time and browse without being hassled, and all your questions are answered.
I've been to every chain jewelry store, department store, and independently owned stores. None of them beat Duncan's Diamonds prices. They are the best.
I had some jewelry to sell, and by far, Duncan's Diamonds paid me the most cash and paid on the spot.
Duncan's Diamonds puts your mind at ease. Best quality at the best price.
Discover Duncan's Diamonds, Fort Myers on US 41, and in the Gulf Coast Town Center, where you'll find the largest selection at the best prices in Southwest Florida.
Sutherland Nissan's giant Clear the Lot expansion sale continues. With truckloads of inventory arriving daily, everything must go. Right now, get expansion discounts and final year-end savings for the lowest payments of the year. Excuse our dust. And choose from 500 Nissan models marked down to move with year-end discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP. That's right, discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP. Be the first to drive the all-new redesigned 2013 Ultima, Sentra, and Pathfinder. Now in stock and ready for immediate delivery. All backed by Sutherland's signature lifetime warranty. For Nissan selection and savings, the giant Clear the Lot expansion sale continues at Sutherland Nissan or online at nissansales.com. And remember, if it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. Learn more at this price. Example 2012 Omaha, model number 26612, VIN number 621549. Vehicle subject to prior sale.
Have you heard about the newest thing in Cape Coral? Visual Vapor's e-cigarette Vapor Lounge is now open, and they want to welcome everyone to sample their American-made e-liquids in the Vapor Lounge. Visual Vapors is in Cape Coral on 47 Terrace behind Iguanamia's Mexican restaurant. So quit smoking before the new year by coming in today. All military personnel will receive 10% off until Christmas. Stop in to see their selection of totally wicked e-liquids and try their e-cigarettes the Visual Vapors way. It's enormous.
Have you heard? We're letting 1 million people try Proactive 100% risk-free and get our fast-acting refining mask and green tea moisturizer free when you call right now, 1-800-630-9798. You heard it. You'll receive a 60-day trial of Proactive 100% risk-free plus 2 free extras. You won't risk a penny. Call now for America's #1 acne system. Call 1-800-630-9798. That's 1-800-630-9798.
Duncan's Diamonds, Southwest Florida's #1 jewelry company with diamonds and jewelry at or below internet and wholesale prices. Hear what people are saying about Duncan's Diamonds.
Their sales team is extremely helpful and knowledgeable.
I shopped at other jewelry stores, but there's no place like Duncan's Diamonds, and I tell all my friends to come here every chance I get.
We picked out a beautiful diamond wedding band and engagement ring for Christmas here at Duncan's Diamonds and put it in layaway.
The customer service is excellent. You know, you're free to take your time and browse without being hassled, and all your questions are answered.
As a shopper who waits toward the end, I was grateful to find such a great selection at Duncan's Diamonds and at half the prices I found at other jewelry stores.
I found everything I was looking for. I was awfully impressed with the great selection of Pandora.
I put in layaway for Christmas. The most magnificent diamond earrings for my wife here at Duncan's Diamonds.
Discover Duncan's Diamonds Fort Myers, US 41.5 miles south of Page Field and in the Gulf Coast Town Center, where you'll find diamonds and jewelry at or below internet and wholesale prices.
Rappaport Ace. Unfiltered, unbridled opinions and giving Southwest Florida a voice. It's the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. The phone numbers are 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. You can send us an email, JD or Smitty at theledgeradioshow.com. Check out the live stream, theledgeradioshow.com. So before we went to break, I was talking about the Bob Costas report from last Sunday night's football game. And Bob Costas went into his little monologue quoting Jason Whitman about the Whitlock about the way he felt about the gun laws and owning guns and gun control, and how if Javon Belcher had not owned a gun, him and his girlfriend would be alive today. And that was the charging statement. If he didn't own a gun, they'd be alive today. And I contend there are many more ways that this lunatic could have killed his girlfriend and himself than with a gun.
But it makes it so easy. That's the point he's trying to make. Yes, you can use a baseball bat. Yes, you can use a zip bag and a baggie. Yes, you can kill people and drown them. There's a million ways to kill people. But when you're in the crime of passion.
Uh-huh.
It's so quick. It's like grab the gun and shoot and don't think.
Well, according to the FBI, the number one weapon used in violent crimes is a baseball bat. Why is there no outcry to restrict baseball bat ownership? Why is that? If that's really the weapon of choice over guns.
Weapon of choice is a baseball bat.
It is, according to the FBI.
Because you don't need a license, I guess, for that. You just can buy it at...
Because you can't regulate it, that's why.
You can't regulate. You got to go
So they're going to attack things that can be regulated, which are firearms.
You go to sports
being the liberal
Authority,
left.
pick yourself a very nice 33-ounce Louisville Slugger.
You used to be able to buy guns at Sports Authority.
Maybe put some nails in it if you need some little extra, and then keep it by your bed.
Well, let me tell you, the number one big killer in the U.S. is tobacco. Over 529,000 deaths annually by tobacco, related to tobacco.
Of course, the tobacco people will tell you, no, you can't prove it.
So I guess what you could do is, if you really wanted to kill somebody, just get them hooked on cigarettes.
That's right. And if that doesn't work, beat them with a baseball bat.
Have them smoke a whole lot real quick.
Put a blindfold, take them for a walk on the street. Let the car hit them.
Second one, get this, medical errors. 195,000 reported deaths from medical errors. Why is there an outcry to put all doctors in jail? If that's the case, I mean,
I thought we had the best medical places in the world.
Well, apparently we still do. Yet we still have that many medical errors that cause deaths.
We're not the best in the world with medical, but that's okay. That's another argument.
You can hate America all you want, Smitty.
I love it.
Why don't you go get medical care somewhere else?
I'm telling you that we do not have the very best care in America.
Based on your own
you're reading the facts. It's the third largest death or something in the United States.
Second.
Medical error. Second. So geez.
That still doesn't mean we don't have
okay.
the best.
Okay.
If we didn't, people wouldn't come here to get medical care. But that's not my point right now.
I know what you're saying.
talking about the Bob Costas thing.
Okay.
Number 3, alcohol abuse. 107,000 cases of alcohol-related abuse. Not DUI wrecks.
Yeah, I understand that. And to me, that would be the worst because you can't tell me, and I don't know what statistic there is, but you cannot tell me that alcohol has not brought more headache, turmoil, and heartache and grief to families by drinking alcohol. You've got broken families. You've got people
now mix a gun in with alcohol. Now you got a problem. But guns alone, and I'm way from the bottom of the barrel here for guns. So before I get to it,
they don't regulate the alcohol too much. I mean,
what do you mean they don't regulate it? It's taxed out of this world. We just talked about last week.
Regulation. You can go to,
and you had to be a certain age.
You can go to Circle K and get a tall boy. That's how regulated it is.
You can go to Walmart and get a gun.
Yeah.
So what's the matter?
I bet you I can get a tall boy before I can get a gun.
Probably. At least you don't have to have a waiting period for a tall boy.
You get tall boy, you're going to get double.
Let me take a call real quick. We got Pops on line 1. Pops, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty. What you got for us?
Hey, listen, first of all, Bob Costas is an idiot. He
I agree.
His personal views to himself.
I agree.
But as far as this football player going out and murdering that young girl, his wife, if you want to kill yourself, which he evidently wanted to do, he should have took the gun and went out in the woods and blew his brains out. Not kill that young girl in front of family members and then make a bandstand play to kill himself.
Yeah.
To get some kind of consideration or feelings from people that, woe is me, I had such terrible problems that I had to kill my girlfriend.
Yeah.
This is totally ridiculous. It's a permissive society now where anything goes and everything goes.
Hey, Pops, I can, and I agree with everything you're saying right there because just the way this guy did it, after he killed his girlfriend, he shows up at the sports complex, talks to his coaches, tells them how much, thanks them for helping him, blah, 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 gets their pity. Then as soon as the cop shows up, he walks out into the parking lot a little further and shoots himself in the head. And I think you're right. He did it for pity, for the woe is me factor.
You're going to find crazy people no matter where you go. But the point is that first of all, Bob Costas has a right and free speech to say anything he wants to say. He's free speech, and I'm all for it. If you don't agree with Bob Costas, that's one thing. But I believe he believes whatever he wants to say, he should be able to say it.
And he's allowed to use his sportscaster pulpit to promote gun control.
Not when he's getting paid to be on the air at a football game to vent whatever he wants about the Second Amendment and gun control.
I agree, Bob.
And as far as this other guy goes, he
Whitlock,
is supposed to be a role model for children.
Oh, Belcher.
And if that's the way role models are now in sports, we're in a lot of trouble.
I agree, Pops.
Hey, Pops, you don't think that having a gun readily available is just too easy? You don't think it is?
It's called responsibility, Smitty.
I've got 5 guns readily available. I don't go out and kill my wife and commit suicide in front of my boss That's because he was weak-minded. He evidently had some other problems that still haven't come out, and I'll bet you they had to do with drugs before you get done.
That might have been. Hey, Pops, thanks for the call, buddy. We appreciate you listening.
Thank you for calling, my friend.
You too, buddy. Let's also go to Robert from Fort Myers, line 2. Robert, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty.
Hey, 2 points. The states that enacted the concealed weapon laws, their crime rates decreased. More people are killed by automobile accidents. And if I had to choose between being bludgeoned to death, choked, or stabbed or shot, I think I'd take shot.
Well, there you go. If you had that choice and you could choose.
If you were the victim, I mean, to be beaten to death, ow.
Right.
What about and that's another issue is, you know, we're trying to coddle the prisoners and the poor guy that killed these, you know, he was crazy or whatever. What about the victim?
Exactly. You know? It's the victim. That's who always gets forgotten in these cases is the victim. And you get these big media elites who get on the air and they voice their opinion about their political stance, and that becomes the story. And we forget about the victim. And you know, I listened yesterday to the 911 call of the victim's mother when she called into to 911, and it was really sad because the daughter was dying in her hands. And that's you're right, that people do forget about the victim.
Yeah, the tragedy that was left behind.
Absolutely. Well, and you're also right about motor vehicle accidents. You know, motor vehicle accidents are only a fifth on the list of the top 10 big killers in the U.S. with 34,485.
What's alcohol?
Alcohol is above that, is 107,000. So
I guess if they're going to ban guns, they should ban alcohol and they should ban automobiles and
doctors and tobacco use, drug abuse.
If we're going to do it, let's do it.
I don't see anybody killing anybody if they smoke a marijuana joint. They're probably just kicking back, going, I don't care.
The last person they're so laid back anyway.
Yeah.
All right,
and that was the hardest one to pass was the marijuana law.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it, buddy. Well, I want to get on down the list.
Talking about the gun control, that guy Robert Dunn at the local store here in Cape Coral, the gentleman that went in the daycare and shot his wife and killed her.
Yeah, was that the gun's fault too?
No, that wasn't the gun's fault. That was that nut, and he actually took a handgun and he got life in prison without any parole.
Right.
And I kind of think that somebody like that should probably do a little bit more than just life in prison.
Well, I would imagine though that just to hit that topic real quick.
Sure.
If he's put in general population, he'll have a great time for the rest of his life.
Man.
Because them boys will eat him up.
The only worst would be a child molester. They're the worst. So.
Well, on down the list. You know, speaking of that, the firearm homicides, 11,493 per year. 11,000. So let's say 11,500. Non-firearm homicides, 16,800. So you got more homicides that are caused by people without guns. Yet guns is the only one that gets the press's attention. Why is that? I mean, I know why it is. It's because the liberal left, they hate the fact that the right likes guns. They hate the fact that your God-loving, gun-toting, Republicans have guns.
I think you ought to open up a gun range next to Redneck Yacht Club. That's a combination there, bro.
That's actually a good idea.
It is, right next to it. Like you can walk across the fence and get a little card, a little hand swipe, go in, shoot your guns, go back in to Redneck Yacht Club, drink, carry on, get crazy, come back over and shoot some guns for a while.
You can't do it while you're drinking. You can't do it while you're drinking. Sick Rick brought up something during the break. He brought up, it was a Facebook post about Kennesaw, Georgia. And I had the same post, and I shared it yesterday. And he actually did the research on it, and according to his research, found out that the quote was accurate. But in 1982, Kennesaw, Georgia passed a law requiring heads of households to own a gun. From 82 through 2012, there have only been 4 murders.
What's the population, 100?
I'm not sure just yet. I can find out. But 3 of those murders happened in a safe school zone where guns were not allowed. So they've had 1 actual murder since 1982. The 3 murders that did happen were in a safe school zone because no one had a gun.
I don't know how big the population is there. I don't know.
Does it matter? It's
the
city that boasts the least crime rate in the entire nation.
Well, that's
a good
statistic to have.
Yeah, guns can save lives. It's a tool to use if used properly. It's not that guns kill people. It's that idiot people kill people.
People kill people.
People do kill people. I mean, do you not agree?
I do. I do agree that people do kill. I own a gun. You own a gun. I don't think the gun law. is a bad law as far as limiting some things that are with guns. I know it's a slippery slope,
right?
But when you have a guy, and every year, every month, you always hear somebody grabbing an AK or some crazy big gun, hosing down a bunch of people, and it's just, I don't think that it was intended for it. And you're right, it's a slippery slope. Once you make that distinction,
well,
and you start limiting.
When they passed this law there, people all over the country said there'd be shootings in the streets and violence in homes. Of course, that wasn't the case. But there's one lesson to be learned here. Take away guns from ordinary citizens, and the world becomes a more dangerous place. So clearly, over there it works in Kennesaw, Georgia.
Clearly. It's a good place to move.
All right. And with that, we're going to go to break. 277-9600, 775-9600 when we get back.
Zito and Garrett. Steven writes on Zito and Garrett at 96krock.com. Who won the penis-piercing bet? I feel sorry for whomever the victim is. Ouch. I would never do that. Signed, Steven. Yes, Steven, you hit the nail right on the head. Pardon the pun.
Right on the tender.
Yeah, right on the tip.
Zito and Garrett middays, 10 to 2 p.m. after Bubba on 96 K-Rock.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small. Secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
Southwest Florida knows that Duncan's Diamonds has the best prices, but it's their quality, selection, and excellent customer service that keeps customers coming back year after year. And Duncan's Diamonds customers have great things to say.
Their sales team is extremely helpful and knowledgeable.
I've shopped at other jewelry stores, but there's no place like Duncan's Diamonds. And I tell all my friends to come here every chance I get.
At Duncan's Diamonds, I found everything I was looking for. Great designers. I was awfully impressed with their Hearts on Fire diamonds and jewelry. You know, they're really amazing.
The customer service is excellent. You know, you're free to take your time and browse without being hassled, and all your questions are answered.
I've been to every chain jewelry store, department store, and independently owned stores. None of them beat Duncan's Diamonds prices. They are the best.
I had some jewelry to sell, and by far, Duncan's Diamonds paid me the most cash and paid on the spot.
Duncan's Diamonds puts your mind at ease. Best quality at the best price.
Discover Duncan's Diamonds, Fort Myers on US 41, and in the Gulf Coast Town Center, where you'll find the largest selection at the best prices in Southwest Florida. These days, everyone's trying to get the most out of their vehicle by keeping it on the road just a little bit longer. That's why it's so important to have a place you can trust for all of your automotive repair needs. And that's Custom Transmission. Custom Transmission has already made a name for itself as one of the largest transmission shops in the area. But now, Custom Transmission brings their same level of professional service to all aspects of auto repair and maintenance. So think of Custom Transmission for complete auto service, from AC to brakes to tune-ups and even tires. And of course, when it comes to transmissions, whether automatic or manual, foreign or domestic, Custom Transmission are the transmission experts. So keeping your vehicle running right is now one less thing you have to worry about, thanks to the pros at Custom Transmission. Locally owned and convenient to Fort Myers and Cape Coral at 236 Pondella Road in North Fort Myers. Or give them a call at 995-7878. That's 995-7878. And like Custom Transmission says, we give a shift.
You should be buying from O'Brien.
With the best price guarantee, America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Assurance.
You should be buying from O'Brien.
It only makes sense to buy from O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers. We've got it all for less. You should be buying a brand new Hyundai during Hyundai holidays. No down payment, no interest, no payments for 90 days. And Southwest Florida's lowest prices guaranteed on 2013 Accents, Elantras, Sonatas, Elantra Coupes, Genesis sedans and coupes, Tucsons, Veracruz, and the brand new Santa Fe. Do you need a better reason to buy from O'Brien? O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers, just 2 miles west of I-75. 75 on Colonial Boulevard or click O'BrienTeamHyundai.com.
You should be buying from O'Brien, should be buying. You should be buying from O'Brien, should be buying.
Today and every day, the best choice for value. With approved credit, interest accrues in lieu of payment. See dealer for details.
2 words you never hear together at lunch: quick and delicious. Unless, of course, you eat lunch at Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar in Naples. Happy hours every day from 3 to 7. New late night happy hour every day 9 to 11. And live music from Cloud 9 every Friday from 7 to 10.
Stop in for some baked Italian mushrooms, classic bruschetta, or our new steakhouse gourmet pizza. And Boston's is giving away $5 bonus bucks for every $25 gift card purchased.
Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar, located on 41 East Trail in the Sugden Park Plaza in Naples.
Sutherland Nissan's giant Clear the Lot expansion sale continues. With truckloads of inventory arriving daily, everything must go. Right now, get expansion discounts and final year-end savings for the lowest payments of the year. All backed by Sutherland's lifetime warranty. And don't forget, Sutherland Nissan is open noon to 7 p.m. every Sunday. In-store or online at NissanSales.com. And remember, if it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much.
From the huge studios, WRXK, Bonita Springs, Naples, Fort Myers, a Beasley Broadcast Group station, 96K Rock, and 96KRock.com. Talk that rocks.
Get off the ledge! Get off the ledge! This country should have hell been going down the drain.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Why should you want to know? Don't you mind about the future?
And now, live, unedited, unrehearsed, and unapologetic, brought to you by Duncan's Diamonds, your direct diamond importer. Straight off the ledge, it's JD and Smitty!
Welcome to the second hour. Phone lines are open, 277-9600, or for the viewers around the world watching live streaming video on the Ledge Cam, 239-775-9600. Actually, if you notice how you can just put 239 in front of any of those numbers and it will work. Visit our website and blog at theledgeradioshow.com or find us on Facebook.
Hey, welcome back. The second hour is brought to you by Imperial Fire Alarm and Security, securing your world for all your fire alarm, security, CCTV needs, or access control needs. Call Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today at 239-288-6482. That's 288-6482. Or visit them at the web at imperialfiresecurity.com, or look for them in Google. Imperial Fire Alarm and Security, securing your world.
All right, thanks, Smitty. I know you got something important over there you wanted to get to. It's just groundbreaking, major statistics, polling, whatever you might have.
We just found out that city you mentioned with the gun control was 30,000 people.
Yeah, so it's not a little podunk town.
No, it's not huge, but it's not so bad.
Right.
I was looking at the number one place in the world to live.
Number one.
The number one place in the world.
Hang on. Can I ask what questions they asked to find this out? Do we know?
It's a high quality of living, a combination with increased ability, standard of living standards, that kind of thing. The best place to live.
All right.
City infrastructures they rate. I mean, it's a large
compilated. Is this like the number one country?
No, the number one city to live
in the world.
In the world.
All right. Let's hear it.
Vienna, Austria.
Really?
Yes, that's what it says.
I never would have picked that.
Now, and guess what? Guess who was second?
I don't know.
Zurich, Switzerland.
Okay.
I'll read them down to you. Auckland, New Zealand, Munich, Germany.
Name the terms that the towns that we might actually know.
Okay. Frankfurt was 7. Looking at the top 10, they're all highly developed countries.
Sounds to me like the top. Sounds to me like the
Canada,
top 10 are all
Germany.
in Europe.
They are Switzerland.
So who did
Denmark.
this poll? Europeans?
No. We're Canada's 15.
Okay.
Toronto, Canada's 15. We finally showed up.
So basically, all these socialist countries are the best places to live.
I guess so. And if you want to get down to where we show up,
where are we at? 965th?
No, we are actually 30th.
Okay.
It says San Francisco, USA.
San Francisco,
USA
is a better place to live than any other town in the United
Read it
States.
and weep. Who's the worst? Who's the worst?
I don't know.
Get rated 221st.
Islamabad.
Very good. Baghdad.
That's what I figured.
Baghdad was the worst.
I wonder why. Bombed out cities aren't cool?
I don't know. Detroit was 71.
I'm surprised Detroit wasn't right above Baghdad.
Port-au-Prince was 219.
Port-au-Prince?
Yeah, Haiti.
Haiti, yeah.
So
well, when you got a country with no trees and it's all mud sliding off the mountain, what do you expect?
But it's very interesting when you look at all the top cities that were very educated.
I tend to think that, now here you go again with your education, I tend to think that this poll was probably taken by a bunch of European countries, and that's probably how it was based.
I'm sure.
And when the top
29
are socialist countries, I got a problem with that.
You talk to some of the people that live over there. I've been to Europe. Have you ever been to Europe?
No, I have not.
I have.
Good, go over there if you love it.
It's very, very nice over there.
If you like it, go over there.
They're very, very
You think it's so much better in America, go there.
They're very, very laid back. They're very, very educated. They can actually talk and have a nice conversation.
So that's why you're here. Okay.
So
you didn't fit in too well.
277-9600 or 775.
If it's so great, why don't you live there?
If I could probably move and live over there, I probably would. It looks like a nice place.
I'll send you on a one-way plane ticket.
Really?
Tickets are cheap, $600 one way.
Maybe I'll take you up on that.
Sick Rick's like, hey, I'll try it.
I'll go over and stay for a week and come back, and that's half my price, All
right, so is that what you got? You had something else, didn't you? Something really intriguing?
No, we were talking about some other stuff, and we're talking about the most cleanest places to do business, because you're a big business guy.
Cleanest to do business?
Yeah, the cleanest place to do business.
What do you mean, like clean?
Like not corruption. Corruption, stuff like that. Yeah. And they were talking about the China, of course, was one of the worst they had down there.
One of the most corrupt?
One of them. They dropped from 80th place out of 176 countries that were surveyed. So we're a leading economist, should lead by example, and here's the number one place to do business.
For the least amount of corruption?
Yeah, it's really clean, and people are honest. People do the right thing. They don't try to crook you, and here it is.
What
ready?
is it?
Denmark.
Denmark's
number one.
Okay.
And then they have Finland and New Zealand tied. Sweden was fourth.
New Zealand's in there?
Yeah.
Here's why I have a problem with these.
Singapore was 5.
Here's why I have a problem with these stats. New Zealand has a minimum wage of like $15, and it costs $15 to buy a hamburger. How can it be easy to do business there?
These countries are ranked on all kind of perception of corruption because of statistical collection of illegal activities, deliberately hidden and not only come to light through scandals, investigations, and prosecution. So this is all about everything there. And you may disagree because you don't like what you hear, but Singapore,
where are we at?
Singapore's 5. We finally show up at number 19.
Number 19?
Number 19.
That's because we got to deal with cities like Chicago, where Obama's from.
But that's not bad.
The most corrupt city in the frickin' in America.
What do you think Russia was?
They got to be way down there. They got to be pretty corrupt.
133rd.
Yeah, I would imagine they're pretty far down there.
They're rough, man.
What about Iraq? Are they in there?
No, I didn't see Iraq in here.
Well, they got to be in there if they listed all countries they're in there. You just got to find them.
I only printed out the other ones.
That's all right. Well, I've got something here. This is not something we normally would cover. This is more of a I don't know. This is more something that the guys here in a week might cover.
Sure.
But the article came out of Fox News. Imagine that. But it's actually an article via Huffington Post. So you got a right-wing news site and then a left-wing news site. They're talking about each other's points of view here. The topic of the article is called "Let's Call a Truce in the War on Men." Now, you know that everybody mentions the war on women around this, the election and stuff like that. But apparently, this particular writer, who's a female writer, Susan Venker, thinks that there's a war on men. You don't hear that too often. Now, but I'll say this. I mean, you've probably seen a lot of the sitcoms where most of the guys in the sitcom, they're always like the husband. He's just made out to be the idiot.
Sure.
The wife is the smartest person in the world. The guy's the big moron. Like you got Al Bundy, Tim the Tool Man, guys like that.
Sure.
Where the men are just buffoons.
Right.
And that's the butt of the joke. So maybe that's where she's coming from. I don't know.
It's Obama's fault. It's Obama's fault. He's making us look like that.
No, there's nothing in here that's going to be about Obama.
Oh, my gosh.
So this is from Tracy McMillan, TV writer, author of Why You're Not Married, one of the most popular articles ever to appear on the Huffington Post, responded this way to the backlash her piece elicited. It was called "The Truth Will Set You Free," but first it will piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 2 weeks, her op-ed about why men are retreating from marriage hit a nerve. In The War on Men, which appeared here on FoxNews.com, she said women are angry, and they are. She was inundated with emails from women telling her she should be ashamed of herself, suggested that women have a role to play in the decline of marriage and battle of the sexes. One reader even told her to kill herself.
Wow.
Literally kill herself.
With a baseball bat?
Her crime apparently is twofold. First, she said men said women are no longer women. And in response, she suggested women get in touch with their feminine side. She didn't, however, say what she meant by that statement. That's because the article was supposed to be a teaser for her upcoming book, which is titled How to Choose a Husband and Make Peace with Marriage.
Nice.
But since the backlash has been so severe, with feminists convinced that she wanted to set women back 200 years, she felt compelled to offer a sampling of what she meant by surrendering to one's femininity. Femininity.
And I agree with that part, and I'll explain why. Because my mother knew how to get my father to do things. Women have a way of getting guys to do things.
Oh, they have the power.
If they learn, like she just said, to learn to be more of a feminist and not such a brute and a drama queen. If you learn that from the old school teachings, the old way of doing things, you know, moms would have a way of saying, well, we'll talk about it later. And then before you know it, you were on a trip to a vacation that you weren't supposed to go. And you go, how in the heck did this happen?
Right.
How did this happen? Last week, Mom and Dad were arguing, and now we're going on a vacation. Everything's great.
Because mom knew how to get Dad to do things.
Women now, they don't understand that art. There's a technique to that, man. There's an art to that.
There's not too many old school women left.
No. 277-9600, 775-9600. Give us a call, ladies. We'd love to hear what you say.
Well, what does it mean? This is one caller asked. What does it mean to surrender to our femininity in today's world? How do we reclaim our rightful gender roles without giving up on our careers and our independence? And the writer says it's easier than you think. You begin by accepting that men and women are different.
Absolutely.
Equal but different. This means you'll have to reject feminist dogma, since feminism was taught or has taught you that equality means sameness. So men and women aren't the same, but they're equal. Fortunately, there's been an explosion of brain research in the past several years to help explain male and female anatomy. Mm-hmm. The best books, she mentioned some different books. It's called The Male Brain, The Female Brain by Dr. Luann Brizandine. Here's what we know. Females in general are nurturing and relational beings.
Some.
Sure. In general. That's what it says in general. They like to gather and nest and take care of people. They like to commiserate with other females a lot. That's why girls can talk for hours on end.
Amen to that, brother.
It's why more women stay home with their children than men. Statistically, they do. It's why the teaching and caregiving professionals are still heavily female. Not every single woman in the world falls in this category.
No.
But that doesn't make the generalization any less true.
Mm-hmm.
Males, on the other hand, in general, are loners. They're content to mill about in their man caves. They like to hunt. They like to build things and kill things. If you don't have a son, this may sound strange. But again, that doesn't make it untrue. Nor does the fact that not every single man in the world is like this.
I like cooking.
Exactly. Men also take pride in caring for their families.
I like a nice paintbrush.
They can't carry babies or nurse them, but they can provide for them. So let them. And this is her advice.
I like it.
This is her advice.
It's old school advice, man.
That, of course, is the gray area. Gone are the days of the breadwinning husband and the homemaking wife, right?
Yep.
So if I'm not referring to Ward and June Cleaver, what on earth do I mean? As Leah asked, what does it mean for today's world? It means women shouldn't let their success in the workplace become the biggest thing in their lives. If the ultimate goal is lasting love, women are going to have to become comfortable with sacrifice and capitulation.
They ain't good with sacrificing.
Because those are the underpinnings of a long-term marriage for both sexes.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe her, ask your grandparents, right? Like we said, the old school. Or anyone else who's been married for decades.
We got to get back to that.
Yep, love today has become a power struggle, largely because women have been conditioned to keep their guard up, as though men and marriage will swallow them whole. As Sandra Bullock once said to Barbara Walters, I'd always had this feeling that if you got married, it was like the end of who you were. That attitude is commonplace, and it's the direct result of a generation of feminists who told their daughters never to depend on a man.
Yep.
We live in a new world, but that doesn't mean it's a better world. Women are struggling more than ever with how to rectify their desire for independence with their desire for love. These two things can be reconciled, but you must first be open to ideas that sound blasphemous. Just because you make your own money doesn't mean your guy can't pay the bill.
I don't agree with that.
Just because you value your independence doesn't mean you can't take your husband's last name. Just because you can do the same job a man can do doesn't mean you need to let him know it.
That's right, yo. What's up?
Surrendering to your femininity means many things.
They surrender, dog. What's up with that?
It means letting your man be the man.
That's right. I'm the man right here.
Despite
and I'll
the
do
fact,
what I want to do when you let me.
Despite the fact that you've proved you're his equal.
That's right.
It means recognizing the fact that you may very well want to stay home with your babies, and that's normal.
That's cool.
If you mean, I'll get to the callers in a second, I can see your hand signals, believe me. It means if you do work outside the home, you don't use your work to play tit for tat in your marriage. It means tapping into that part of yourself that's genuinely vulnerable.
That's what I say, tap into it.
And really does need a man.
That's right.
Even though the culture says you don't.
That's
in
right.
other words, surrendering to your femininity means to put down your sword.
I'll give you a quote real quick.
It's okay if your guy's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay if you don't drive the car. In fact, it's rather liberating.
Right before we take the call, I'm gonna give you a quote from Marilyn Monroe. She said, "I love being in a man's world as long as I can be the woman." So it's good. It's a good thing.
There you go. All right, let's take a call. I've got Ann from Fort Myers. She's been patiently holding. Ann, you're on the Ledge Radio Show.
What's up, baby?
Hi.
Hi there. What you got?
What's
for
on
us?
your mind, Ann?
Well, hey, you were talking about the surrendering the feminine side and the old school females who knew how to handle or manage or just participate in the marriage and influence the other half.
Yes. You got it.
I agree with you. I think that is an art. I think it's taught, though. I was raised in a family. My mom raised all four of us because she was widowed when we were all young. I was never taught. There was never a man around for her to be, doing her art with. She raised us, and I was never taught that. So I see a lot of women handle, communicate with men and manage men in a relationship, and they do it artfully. I haven't a clue how they do it.
Well, it is. I think it's a lost art. I think you still see some of that out there from some of the, and I don't mean like the old Archie Bunker style where he ordered Edith around and just sat on his butt. They still work together. They show mutual respect. But a woman is a woman, and it's okay to be a woman, and it's okay for the man to be the man.
I think it works best when a woman can overlook some of the stuff that a guy can do, because a guy can be real jerky sometimes. I'll be honest, we can be really kind of jerky sometimes, and sometimes it's our own bravado. We're our worst enemies, and we
Guys
got
have
pride.
egos.
We got pride, right? And we go out there and we're going to talk trash, and we're going to say things that aren't proper sometimes, or maybe a little colorful, and say things we really don't really mean. And the art.
I know, but women have to understand that's just an element of masculinity.
Of being a man, yes, masculinity, exactly.
Accept it and let him delve into the, what are you guys, talking smack, I think it's called.
Sure.
When you guys talk smack like that, and just let him go off on that, and then don't make a big deal about it.
Yeah, because if you call him on the carpet about it, you're going to make him feel bad. You're going to embarrass him, and that's not going to be good for the relationship.
And you girls aren't a cakewalk to work with either now. So that's
Hey, Ann.
You girls aren't a cakewalk to work with either.
Oh, heck no. I know. And some of the thing, and I think a lot of that comes from our social media teaches women, you need to do this, or you need to be that, or you have to be, a royal bitch. And it's like, get off it, girl. There is sacrifice. There is surrendering to your feminine side and being a bit submissive when it's right, when it feels good.
Sure. All right, Ann, we appreciate it. Thanks for listening.
Hey, thanks.
Call back in, man.
All right, 277-9600, 775-9600. She does. She sounds like old school girl that she's going to make some man very happy if she's not already. We'll be right back after a few moments of break.
Hey everybody, Stan and Haney, and it's that time again for Pigskin Picks on 96krock.com.
Just go online and make your weekly football picks against us and all of Southwest Florida.
You could win weekly prizes.
Plus the grand prize of a weekend getaway to Diamond Head Beach Resort on Fort Myers Beach.
So try your luck against us. Pigskin Picks.
Brought to you by our friends at Naples Vapor in Cape Coral.
Oh, and don't forget their new location in Naples.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small, secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2 000046.
Ally Bank. Why they don't hide things in the fine print.
That'll be $34.50.
I think the ad says it's half off.
If you look closely, it says only on Tuesdays.
It is Tuesday.
In October.
It is October.
During leap years.
This is a leap year.
After the first frost.
Oh, please.
Nobody likes when things are hidden in fine print. That's why Ally doesn't do it. Ally Bank. Your money needs an ally. Member FDIC.
With an industry-leading distribution network, Grainger can save you tons of downtime by offering over 900,000 products, many ready to ship right when you need them. In fact, 99% of items ordered ship same day. So fast, the International Acronym Committee is considering changing ASAP to ASAG for as soon as Grainger. At least they would be considering it if there were such a committee. To help keep your business running efficiently, call clickgrainger.com or stop by a branch today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You should be buying from O'Brien.
With the best price guarantee, America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Assurance.
You should be buying from O'Brien.
It only makes sense to buy from O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers. We've got it all for less. You should be buying a brand new Hyundai during Hyundai holidays. No down payment, no interest, no payments for 90 days, and Southwest Florida's lowest prices guaranteed on 2013 Accents, Elantras, Sonatas, Elantra Coupes, Genesis sedans and coupes, Tucsons, Veracruz, and the brand new Santa Fe. Do you need a better reason to buy from O'Brien? O'Brien Hyundai of Fort Myers, just 2 miles west of I-75 on Colonial Boulevard, or click O'BrienTeamHyundai.com.
You should be buying from O'Brien. Should be buying. You should be buying from O'Brien. Should be buying.
Today and every day, the best choice for value. With approved credit, interest accrues in lieu of payment. See dealer for details.
Have you heard about the newest thing in Cape Coral? Visual Vapor's e-cigarette Vapor Lounge is now open, and they want to welcome everyone to sample their American-made e-liquids in the Vapor Lounge. Visual Vapors is in Cape Coral on 47 Terrace behind Iguanamia's Mexican restaurant. So quit smoking before the new year by coming in today. All military personnel will receive 10% off until Christmas. Stop in to see their selection of totally wicked e-liquids and try their e-cigarettes the Visual Vapors way. It's enormous.
Right now at the Home Depot, get brighter Christmas savings with 30% off select holiday decorations. Whether in-store or at HomeDepot.com, you'll find ornaments for your tree, more merriment for your mantle, wreaths, garlands, lights, and more when you choose from a wide range of easy-to-coordinate decorations. And get them at 30% off. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. While supplies last, U.S. only. See store for details.
Talking our hometown, our state, and the state of our country. Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. You can email us at JD or Smitty at theledgeradioshow.com. Check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com as well. Smitty, let's get into some of the new Obamacare taxes that are coming into place. Just read a report from Reuters. The IRS has now finalized their new tax for medical devices in the healthcare law. There's a new 2.3% tax that must be paid effective after December 31st. So January 1, the new tax goes into effect by device makers on their gross sales. The tax is expected to raise $29 billion in government revenues through 2022. I don't know why they give these 10-year projections. Tell me what it's going to do right now. What are you gaining by raising taxes 2.3% this year? Is that going to affect the deficit positively, negatively? I know what it's going to do to the consumer. They're going to be charged 2.3% more tax on a medical device because you know that a company whose business is to make money is not going to lose money because the Obama has said, hey, you're going to have to pay this new tax on your product.
Well, taxes are going up. We all know that. They're going up a little bit, and that's what's going to happen. We have to pay for Obamacare.
But there's 23 new taxes in this thing, and that's not how the bill was told to people. That was all hidden.
You have all 23 over there?
I've listed them before on this show. I've listed them before.
Without going over every single solitary one, they have to go up. Everybody has to pay for health care.
The taxes have to go up.
They have to go up, and you have to cut spending too. So it's a double-branched sword. You have to do one, you have to do the other. You just can't have the poor people pay for everything.
The poor people don't pay for everything,
and the rich people have more than and they don't have to pay.
So. How about this one here? But that's the thing. The poor people are going to have to pay for that tax. If they need a medical device, they've got to pay more for it. You act like this tax increase only affects rich people.
No, it doesn't.
That affects everybody.
Everybody has to pay for it. I was looking at the average increases based on income level, and they were looking at the lowest 20%, the mid 20%, all the way up to the 1%. And they said the average tax increase for the poorest of the poor, that means people ranging from $20,000 or low, their taxes are going to go up by $412, as opposed to the top 1%. That's the far range. There's in-betweens. The people that are making $506,000 or more, we're going to have to pay $120,000 in taxes.
Gotcha.
So
is this the direct tax, or does this take into consideration things like the medical device tax, the pet health care tax?
This is just the income tax.
So that's just income tax.
If the U.S. hits the fiscal cliff.
So that has nothing to do with Obamacare.
I'm talking about taxes that are coming up because obviously the fiscal cliff is right around the corner. Do you think they're going to solve it? Do you think they're going to solve it?
No, they're not. Their goal is not to solve it. Their goal is not.
But you guys have control of the Senate there.
No, we don't.
I mean the House.
Yeah,
you got control of the House.
We have control of 1/3 of government.
But you're holding everybody hostage.
Not even 1/3. One half of 1/3 of government. But you're holding
everybody hostage. You're not moving. You're just holding and holding and holding.
We're holding everybody hostage.
Yes, you won't vote for anything.
Well, here you go. No. That's an absolute lie. The Congress, the House, not the House, which the Republicans control, have passed over 100 bills. Harry Reid will not elect to vote on them. He's in the Senate. He controls the Senate. If we pass the bill and Harry Reid won't even vote on it, then he's the problem.
McConnell just had his own bill, which is called the McConnell bill. He actually went to the House and said, hey, I want to vote for this. And then they basically challenged the Democrats to say, oh, you want to vote? The Democrats said, okay, fine, let's vote, an up or down vote. Then he came back and said, oh, no, I don't want to vote for it now.
I'm not familiar with that plan, but I've got this one right here.
Yeah.
Harry Reid blocks the Senate vote on Obama's own deficit reduction plan. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell on Wednesday offered an amendment to force a vote on President Obama's deficit reduction plan. Remember, this was this deficit reduction plan that had like $2 trillion in tax increases, $40 billion new stimulus plan. It was this ridiculous plan that Obama came up with. But Harry Reid says, no, we're not even going to vote on that. That's his own guy. Why would the Democrats not want to vote on their own guy's plan? Why is that? Do you have any excuse?
I don't know. But
there's no excuse.
The political posturing that goes on there because nobody wants to work with anybody still continues. And like I was saying, Mitch McConnell, he meant to put the Democrats in a tough spot. And it backfired because he pushed for a vote on that idea that he himself proposed last year as part of the debt ceiling standoff. And afterwards, they said, okay, we'll vote for it. So the Democrats said, okay, let's vote. And then he recanted and goes, no, I don't want to vote for it now. And he pulled it off the table. So all this jostling that goes back and forth between the two parties.
Clearly, you can see they don't want to fix anything.
They don't want to fix anything, and we're going to go over the cliff, and it's not going to be as terrible as everybody makes it sound, but it's going to be bad, and they'll blame each other. They'll blame just like they always do, but clearly the winner here is going to be Obama because the rates will go up. Because if we go over the cliff, you'll go back to
tax rates go up.
Tax will
well,
go
here's
up.
What's so stupid?
Which he wins either way. He wins either way.
Princess Pelosi, she says, this is a tax increase. Well, you know what? These were George Bush tax cuts. This is not a tax increase. This is something that the Democrats have been fighting against this whole time. They never wanted the tax decrease to begin with. They never wanted the tax cuts to begin with. They didn't want it for anybody. But what they did is they locked on to this tax the wealthy, tax the wealthy. You know what? If you tax the wealthy, their extra 4% that they're calling for, it doesn't do anything to the deficit. Not a drop in the bucket.
But that's
nothing. It doesn't do anything.
It's a weak argument because you have to start somewhere.
But it doesn't do anything.
It has to begin with the first step. And the first step is to let people that have that 4% difference between the 36%, the 39%, so pay a little more if you got a little more.
They already pay more. It's already a progressive
tax. It used to be 39, and now they're griping because it's going to go back up to 39.
What do you think that's going to do to businesses? What do you think? You think it's going to do nothing, right?
I don't think it's going to do a whole lot.
So when a large company has to pay more in tax, what do? They raise prices.
Well, you're talking about business.
They raise
Remember
prices.
We talked about Papa John's a few weeks ago?
Yes,
we talked about raising you ranted and raved about the Papa John's and how it's the tax rates are going to go crazy and Papa John's is going to be broke and it's going to be horrible.
I didn't say they'd be broke.
Pretty much. And then so I said, well, they probably made a lot. Oh, you don't know how much they made, Smitty. You don't know how much they made. So I looked it up here and they made last year, of course, their net income profit was $55 million. So they're not broke and they're not going to be hurt, but yet they're going to raise the pizza prices a nickel. And then I see them on TV giving away 2 million pizzas with Peyton Manning. So, I mean, how bad can it be for these guys, man?
So you're saying we should penalize companies that have done well.
I call it a patriotism. If I have more, I should give more.
It's a penalty.
Of course.
You're penalizing people who've done well for themselves.
Not at all. I want them to...
You want them to pay more.
I want them to pay more.
You want them to pay more.
I do.
What's the limit? What's the limit for you?
49%.
How much should the government be allowed to take from your money?
49%.
They should take 4. Okay, why don't we take that from your check too?
Okay. Well, if you do it, I'll do it.
I won't do it because that's stealing.
Well,
that's robbery.
If you do it, I'll do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Well, then I'm not going to do it either.
Then what's the point?
The point is you're asking me for a number and I gave you the number, but you won't do it, but I'll be willing to do it. That's the difference. That's the difference between the Democrats and Republicans. We're willing to pitch in because we know the deficit that we're in, the problems we have in this country. We're willing to give for everybody to help.
Oh, help the children.
But the Tea Party, no, don't take from me.
Because that's not constitutional.
It's the right thing to do.
It's thievery.
Do you need a constitution to tell you not to steal from your neighbors?
No,
because you know what's right and wrong. Just like this is, do the right thing.
Smitty,
you can't.
They're already paying more. They already pay the higher tax.
I know. A tear comes to my eye when I see them backed up at Starbucks getting their lattes.
The United States corporate tax is the highest in the world.
Because it's waterfront property. They're doing business here. You can't open up a shop in Bangladesh and expect to make money. That's why they're here. This is where the gold is. That's why they're digging it here.
Well, here's something to rain on your parade.
277-9600 or 775-9600.
Domino's Pizza CEO says the calorie counts in healthcare reform bill present a difficult task.
Calorie counts?
Yeah. This is part of your Obamacare health plan bill. So all restaurants have to now put calorie counts for every item that they have on their menu somewhere in their store. Did you know there's 33,000 combinations of Domino's pizzas?
No.
So they are supposed to provide 33,000 different calorie counts for their customers to see?
A little difficult.
How ridiculous is that? That's your health care bill.
They could put it on an app or something. You can hit it and see if you want to see it.
That's not correct. It has to be on print in the store. That would be your entire wall covering. That'd be your wallpaper for the whole store.
Well, now I would concur at this point to say that let's use some common sense.
There's no common sense in Obamacare.
Let's use some common sense. Obviously, no one's going to print a 30,000 word document about pizza combinations.
Oh, they have to. The regulators have told them they have to do it. They had to meet with regulators about their calorie count.
Don't you think they're going to finally come back and say, okay, we're going to give you a little reprieve? You think they're going to enforce that? I don't think so. I think common sense will rear its ugly head, and the people will finally say, okay, that's stupid, man.
The only people that got reprieval was the 900 companies that contributed to Obama's campaign. They got Obamacare waivers, so they did not have to join that ridiculous health care plan. There was 900 companies. All of them were supporters of his.
See? And now you're up against buying politicians, but you guys were buying them too. You just made it because you lost. You just pissed off because you lost.
Online sales tax to be added to defense authorization bill. So now, in order to get the defense bill authorized, the Democrats slide in an online sales tax into that bill. Well, that's a little earmark. So now everything bought online has to have a sales tax.
Well, it hasn't been
that affects everyone in this country. The poor too. Poor people that have to buy stuff that choose to buy stuff online.
What's the sales tax going to be on?
At least 6%. That's the standard federal minimum.
Okay.
So they just increased the cost of all goods to all people, including the middle class, who Obama is the champion for, by 6%. And they did it so that you could get the defense bill authorized. They hid it in there like they always do as an earmark.
You're a big defense supporter. You like defense spending.
Of course I do. I don't think
you just don't want to pay for it. You just don't want to pay for it. Oh, I got it.
That doesn't make any sense.
The poor people are supposed to pay for it. The rich people don't. So don't add 6%.
That's the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
Because companies are going to turn around and push it on you.
That's the stupidest argument I've ever heard.
No, it isn't. It's logical, but you can't
Ridiculous.
do. You can't see logic.
There's nothing logical about you relating defense spending to an online sales tax.
You said that's where the sales tax is going to be spending. You said for the defense.
No. You got to understand this, man. People who shop online will now be required to pay a sales tax for purchasing products. The House Democrats slid that bill into the defense authorization bill.
There you go.
It's an earmark. It's a separate piece of paper that slides in the back and says, Republicans, if you want to get your defense authorized, we're going to have to increase online sales tax. We're going to have to create sales tax for online sales.
That's where they connect the defense spending and the taxes.
There's no connection.
It will.
It's called bait. It's called leverage. It's called holding it hostage.
You guys are just upset because you're getting beat at your own game.
It's called holding it hostage. It says if you want to get money for the military, you got to approve this other bill here. That's called holding it hostage.
You can call it anything you want. I call it good politics.
So you're all for adding a sales tax for online.
Absolutely. If you're going to buy stuff online, put a sales tax
on. And
Obama
said, I will not raise taxes for anyone making less than $250,000.
So did George Bush. No new taxes.
Well, you don't see how it ended for George Bush, but with the left-wing media, they don't call Obama out for it. He just raised tax on everyone that buys anything on Amazon.com, anything from Google, any site.
You can pay 6% a little bit on taxes if you buy stuff online.
You're right. Every comment you have, every rebuttal is, you can pay a little bit more.
Sure.
You can pay a little bit more. A little bit here, a little bit there. Before you know it, it's a lot more.
You're almost on board. A little bit here, a little bit there.
But before you get done.
You were right there.
Before you get done, it's a lot more. It's a lot more. That's the difference.
That's why it costs so much to live in this great country.
The country you don't like.
I don't
the one that you prefer other countries.
I don't like.
They don't have the great health care. The other places are better to live. This is the best place to live now.
Well, you're going to put words in my mouth.
I can replay your words from earlier. Would you like to hear a copy of your words from earlier?
Yeah, I told you on a thing. It was the best place in the world to live. It wasn't my decision. It was a simple.
I hear you. All right, 277-9600, 775-9600. We'll be back after this short commercial break.
Hey, it's Bubba the Love Sponge. Check me out mornings right here on 96 K-Rock from 6 till 10 a.m. Followed by an all-new lineup of the best damn radio shows, period. Zito and Garrett middays. Stan and Haney afternoons. Followed by Lex and Terry, the Nick and Artie. The Alex Jones Show, and Man Count. Check out all the shows on 96krock.com. Take K-Rock everywhere you go by downloading the iRadio Now app on your smartphone or your Android. It's a radio station that has balls to give you exactly what you wanted. Entertaining radio. 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Securing your family, your business, your property. That's what's important in your world. No matter how big, no matter how small, secure your world with Imperial Fire Alarm and Security today.
Imperial Fire Alarm and Security is a local company with hometown service, the way it should be. One call to Imperial will align you with the most effective fire alarm security and surveillance systems, as well as state-of-the-art wireless monitoring. If you're a property manager or condo association member, ask about Imperial's wireless monitoring systems to replace costly and unreliable phone lines and save your community thousands. From individual homes to large communities, Imperial Fire Alarm and Security can secure your world.
Don't you think it's time to secure your world? Imperial Fire Alarm and Security services Lee, Charlotte, and Collier counties. Learn more at imperialfiresecurity.com or to schedule your free consultation, call 239-288-6482. Secure your world at imperialfiresecurity.com.
License number EF2000046.
Southwest Florida knows that Duncan's Diamonds has the best prices, but it's their quality, selection, and excellent customer service that keeps customers coming back year after year. And Duncan's Diamonds customers have great things to say.
Their sales team is extremely helpful and knowledgeable.
I've shopped at other jewelry stores, but there's no place like Duncan's Diamonds. And I tell all my friends to come here every chance I get.
At Duncan's Diamonds, I found everything I was looking for. Great designers. I was awfully impressed with their Hearts on Fire diamonds and jewelry. You know, they're really amazing.
The customer service is excellent. You know, you're free to take your time and browse without being hassled, and all your questions are answered.
I've been to every chain jewelry store, department store, and independently owned stores. None of them beat Duncan's Diamonds prices. They are the best.
I had some jewelry to sell, and by far, Duncan's Diamonds paid me the most cash and paid on the spot.
Duncan's Diamonds puts your mind at ease. Best quality at the best price.
Discover Duncan's Diamonds, Fort Myers on US 41, and in the Gulf Coast Town Center, where you'll find the largest selection at the best prices in Southwest Florida.
It's gun show time at Suncoast Gun Shows presents the giant Fort Myers Gun Show this Saturday and Sunday,
December 8th and 9th at Lee Civic Center.
It's your best chance ever to see and to save on over 400 tables filled with everything from the world of shooting, like rifles of all kinds for targets and hunting. See the latest in handguns from all the major manufacturers, which are all perfect for self and home defense, along with shotguns for trap and ski, ammunition of almost every caliber, black powder gear, a wide variety of holsters, carry cases and bags, tons of accessories, telescope sights, laser sighting equipment, hard to find books, magazines, specialty items, and a wide variety of valuable collectibles. Again, you'll only find it at the giant Fort Myers Gun Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Lee Civic Center. You'll also enjoy an excellent selection of beautiful knives from pocket to Bowie, all at special gun show prices. Plus, concealed weapon permit classes will be held all weekend long. Don't miss the special deals at the giant Fort Myers Gun Show this Saturday and Sunday, Lee Civic Center.
I have big news from Verizon Wireless.
And I have big news about Xfinity from Comcast.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Oh, no, you first.
Go
I
ahead,
insist. Oh, okay. Verizon Wireless and Xfinity are teaming up to give you TV, internet, home phone, and wireless!
Wait! We have the same news!
Yeah! Now you can get the Xfinity entertainment you love on your favorite Verizon Wireless 4G LTE smartphones and tablets with the Viewdini and Xfinity TV apps.
Could this news get any bigger?
Yes, it can. Sign up now for a qualifying Xfinity Triple Play and Verizon Wireless, and you can get up to a $300 prepaid card by mail.
The best just keeps on getting better!
It truly does. Just call 1-888-710-4175 or visit VerizonWireless.com/Xfinity
to get the best from Verizon Wireless
and the best from Xfinity from Comcast.
That's 1-888-710-4175.
Offer ends December 31st. Requires new tablet activation or 2-year activation of a new Verizon smartphone and qualifying triple play from Comcast. Early termination fee and other fees apply.
Sutherland Nissan's giant Clear the Lot expansion sale continues. With truckloads of inventory arriving daily, everything must go. Right now, get expansion discounts and final year-end savings for the lowest payments of the year. Excuse our dust. And choose from 500 Nissan models marked down to move with year-end discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP. That's right, discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP. Be the first to drive the all-new redesigned 2013 Ultima, Sentra, and Pathfinder. Now in stock and ready for immediate delivery. All backed by Sutherland's signature lifetime warranty. For Nissan selection and savings, the giant Clear the Lot expansion sale continues at Sutherland Nissan or online at nissansales.com. And remember, if it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. Learn more at this price. Example 2012 Armada, model number 26612, VIN number 621549. Vehicle subject to fire sale.
Let's get back to work, please.
So,
go ahead.
Now back to the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty on 96 K-Rock. Talk that rocks.
Welcome back. 239-277-9600 or 775-9600. Email us at JD or Smitty at theledgeradioshow.com. You can check out our live stream at theledgeradioshow.com. Pretty easy to remember. During the break, got a call from Russell from Punta Gorda, line 2. Russell, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, buddy. What you got for us?
Well, I have to say I'm a Republican, just put that up front, but I pay a lot of money in taxes, and I agree that it's okay. But I just don't like what they're doing with my money, because everyone keeps talking about paying more, but nobody's talking about cutting anything except defense, which I think is one of the largest, expenditures we have, but we need that. Nobody talks about cutting spending. It's always about paying more and paying more and paying more. When does it end?
Yeah, actually, Obama said, let's raise taxes now, and we'll talk about cutting next year, next term.
But that doesn't
and that never pans out. That never pans out. It's always tax more and never spend less.
Right. I mean, I'm a commercial pilot, but I paid for it. I spent 4 years of doing crappy jobs to learn, 10 years to get a good job, 24 years. So I feel I deserve to keep some of my money, and I feel fair about spending money, but
you mean you don't
like it?
You mean you don't like it when the government confiscates your income and redistributes it to people they want to give it to?
Right. If there were good programs, I think, in their hearts, but it's gotten out of control.
Well, that is something that I think me and Smitty have talked about before, that a lot of the programs that are around now may have started as good intentions and then quickly went awry since the government is involved because they can't run anything. And my continued example is the post office. They just posted a $15 billion loss for this year, so even they can't even send letters without losing money.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's a good example. I mean, that's a huge one. But I pay a lot of money in taxes, and I agree that's fair. But boy, oh boy, little things. I was going to buy a new car, but I said, with the taxes going the way they are, I'm keeping my old one.
I hear you, buddy.
Little things like that are going to trickle down. That
Well,
I don't know what's going to happen to me next year.
I would say this. I don't know how much it affects buying things, but if you've got retirement money or 401k stuff, things like that, even the lottery winners from Nevada or wherever they were, Arizona, they decided to take their money now instead of waiting until after January, because after January you're going to pay the higher tax, and you'll pay all kinds of. You'll end up getting screwed by the government big time. So take your money out now, because you're going to get screwed after January.
Well, and I have a concern too. They're talking about these 401ks, which I guess it's rumors, but now the government wants to take it over.
I don't know. I guess I can't speak intelligently about whether or not they want to take over the program, but I know that they want to be able to tax more of that. I know that's a fact, that they're looking at upping the tax on 401k and investment income. That's for sure.
Right. I mean, I guess the point now, instead of 401k, maybe I should take that money and just put it in the box in my house. It's not
possibly.
Much anyway.
Possibly. Just make sure you get a security system from Imperial Fire Security.
Securing your world.
That's right. All right, Russell, we appreciate the call, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
All right, I've got another quick call here from Robert from Fort Myers, line 1. Robert, you're on the Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty.
Yeah, it's the people at home. I guess it's hard to understand that the government people don't get with this. They're so dysfunctional. You have people at home that are, I have to cut, I guess we're not going to have electricity this week because I have to, only so much money coming in. They don't have the luxury that the government does of, we'll just borrow more money because the American people, the banks aren't loaning them money. And also the government, they borrow more money. They've lost our credit rating. You've got this fiscal cliff issue, which, was predestined by them. They were given a chance to come up with a solution. They haven't been able to compromise and even balance a budget during Obama's term. And so they hired this commission, and that's what they agreed on, and so that's what's going to happen. Is it a tough thing? Well, you're not doing it, and you decided on this, so if that's what it's got to be, that's what it's got to be. But it's hard to understand that they themselves just don't get it like the American people.
Yeah. Like they don't have kitchen table economics.
Right.
They don't have to worry about balancing a family budget.
Well, a lot of government agencies, I knew some people that worked with them. They had their budget, and I've worked where places where I had a budget, and the boss man's basically, here I had, let's say, for the month, $500 left over in my budget. I was being frugal. well, you got to spend that money, because if you don't spend it, I'm going to divert it to one of the other departments. Because how can I propose a budget increase
if there's money left over?
There's a need for a budget increase,
Yeah.
It's like we got to, and I'm like, well, if we save the money, then that money goes back into the people that this money belongs to. I thought saving money was a good thing.
No, not in government. In government, if you don't spend it, you won't get more next time. You have to spend all your money, or you forfeit it.
They have, yeah.
Yeah, and not only do they spend all they have, they spend twice as much as they have. So that's another issue.
For them to sit there, with their bickering that they're going through, I mean, they get a retirement. They get
health insurance
free
for
medical
life.
Some of these people have 3 or 4 homes, and it's just like they just don't get it, compared to the person that's sitting around looking into bills, deciding, gosh, I got to have enough money to make it to gas.
Sure.
Plus, at the end of the year, I got to pay the government. And
yeah, there's many people that are certainly paycheck to paycheck, and they have to use that $500 a week or whatever it is they bring in, and they count their pennies, man. They can't go out to lunch, during the week. They've got to, pay particular bills in a certain order, because they know that, okay, if I don't pay this one, that's okay. I can let that one stretch for a couple of days. But with the government, there is none of that. It's just print more money, let it ride. We'll just, and this fiscal cliff thing, I'm glad you brought that point up, as far as the deal that they made. I think that whole thing was a scare tactic. I think the whole thing, when that commission got together, I think they figured we'll never have to get to this, so we'll make it so ludicrous that we'll, that it'll be so scary that they'll have to come up with something in between now and then. Well, then has come. Now is now. You know what I mean?
And this has happened so many times. I mean, look at the price of gasoline. In the mid '70s, we had the gas lines, the gas situation. We didn't do anything about it. We just put it on the back burner. Instead of, if you have a bad wound and it requires stitches, you go to the doctor. You don't put a Band-Aid on it.
Right.
And that's what they've been doing for such a long time on many things. And then it seems like it's, instead of dealing with the real issues, it's something, that, gosh, do we really need to be talking about abortion still? Or this guy.
Or Trayvon Martin.
A sex scandal.
Yeah.
Let's have a commission and spend millions of dollars to investigate this other scandal.
Hey, Robert.
Yes?
Who would you blame for the deadlock? Would you blame both parties, or would you just blame Obama?
Well, our forefathers, especially Jefferson, who, wrote the Declaration of Independence and Constitution, he warned us of a party system. And what it is, instead of looking out for the good of the country, it's like, well, I'm looking out for the Democratic Party. I'm looking out for the Republican Party.
Who would you blame now?
I blame them both.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you can sit there and have your little American flag pin on your lapel, but what are you doing for the country? You're more concerned about your party's interest instead of the country. You're trying to change the whole country into your party beliefs. And that's where, even the basis of the Constitution, I believe that the federal government should be very limited and more rights should be given upon the states.
I agree,
buddy. It was written up, the whole Pledge of Allegiance to the Republic.
That's your 10th
I think
Amendment.
that more and more congressmen and senators, I think they're more concerned with getting reelected. I think they're more concerned with getting their votes. I think they're more concerned with doing, what they can do for themselves instead of getting something done.
Trail than dealing with the issues. And my son went up to Washington, and when he came back, he was like, "Dad, I went in, whatever, the Senate or something." He's like, "There was 3 people there."
Mm-hmm. That's all.
Now,
well, you know why?
Well, I was at home dealing with the people of my state, understanding. No, you were at home dealing with the backers so that you can get reelected.
Sure. Right. Well, here's the thing with the Senate. They haven't had to vote on hardly any bills for the last 4 years, because since Harry Reid's been in charge, he's elected not to vote on almost every bill that's come from the House. So they haven't had to do anything.
The GOP's been holding them up.
Man. No, they haven't. The GOP has been sending bills to them.
Somebody's back pocket. Like I was saying before, they got the American flag on their lapel pin.
Sure.
Yeah, but you're in big money's back pockets.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Hey, Robert, I appreciate the call, buddy. Call in next time, and thanks for listening, man. We appreciate it. All right, we've also got another caller on the line. If Sick Rick didn't hang up on him, we got Jason from Bonita, line 2. Jason, you're on the Ledge Radio Show.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. What's up with you?
With all due respect to the gentleman before me, I'm not going to trash talk him or whatever, but it just seems like a lot of regurgitated talking points from faux news and all that. And I mean, that goes for the people on the left as well. All I hear.
Good thing you said, with all due respect, Talladega Nights.
When I wake up, I piss, actually. I'm actually pulling up to work here. I'm trying to find my ID.
That's a good story.
Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to comment on that, and I got to let you all go. Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot. Glad you're working today. All right. So, with all due respect, I'm not going to trash that guy, but what a bunch of crap he says.
Well, I think that there used to be a time where politicians would sit together, hammer out a deal, and it would get done for the betterment of the country. But nowadays, it's
how long
such
ago was that?
Oh man, I would go back to the 70s.
In the 70s, that was Jimmy Carter, dude.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
But the mid-70s, it started to slide, started to go down. So then after that, it was over with. So.
I would take it back as far as the early 1900s.
Wow.
With Wilson and Roosevelt and all those guys, with the New Deal and the Social Security and putting all that junk into place, all that propaganda structure in place.
I think the 70s is when it all went downhill. So.
Well, I would agree that Jimmy Carter did a terrible job with this country. He was close next to Obama, the worst president in American history.
It's odd that he might have been considered the worst president, but out of all the presidents, he had the highest IQ.
Okay, that's a great point you make.
It was very interesting.
Goes to show you that the liberal elite educational folks are not that smart.
I'm just giving you a statistic here.
That they might be able to run a book, but they can't run a country.
Jimmy Carter, man, he was rough. Right above him was George Bush, so they're tied neck and neck.
Is that your own statistic?
Yeah, that's everybody's statistic.
I gotcha. I don't know where you get these stats. I know Wikipedia is your homepage on your desktop.
I know Conservapedia is for yours and Rush Limbaugh.
I should start Conservapedia.
You should start your own Limbaugh page.
Why would I have my own Limbaugh page when my name's not Limbaugh?
You can change your name, JD Limbaugh.
JD Limbaugh.
Yeah, .com.
That's pretty smart. What? I would really like to go back to your Ebonics for the trooper in Chicago that got fired.
No, the Ebonics guy, he's done, man.
Come on, man. Give me some more of that.
No.
That was good.
No
write me a report on Ebonics.
No Ebonics. But we only got a couple more minutes. I just want to get a really quick touch on that Kate Middleton thing. It was a big international deal, and I'm not going to the prank call.
For the people that don't know about it, give the quick background.
It was a prank call from a radio station. They called Kate Middleton,
and it was not us.
It wasn't us, and she was pregnant or had morning sickness, and they pranked to get some information from the nurse, and the nurse afterwards was so berated because she spoke and gave some information to the pranksters.
And the press was so mean to her.
It was so mean to her, she ended up committing suicide.
And are we sure yet though that that's why she did it?
Well, you can't ask her. Right? You can't ask her. That's for sure.
Right. Well, I don't know if she wrote a letter or anything.
I mean, why don't you call her up see if she can answer?
Well, let's see what we come up with this week, and
because we'll
get into more next week.
Supreme Court's going to be talking about gay marriage and everything.
That'll be a good one next week. All right, tune in next week, folks. Ledge Radio Show with JD and Smitty.